All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the October iPhone developer meetup.
Hey yo!
Ready? All right. If you want, you can have a seat. All right, so today is meetup time. So this is the October 2015 iPhone developer meetup. Today we have an awesome sponsor, Hired.com. They sponsor pizza and drinks, and so I really want to thank them, and we give them a minute to talk. If you want to come up.
Hello, thanks for coming, guys. My name is Amanda. I'm with Hired. I'm the local town advocate here for our market, and some of my colleagues are in the back. Show of hands, who's heard of Hired before? Oh, good. Nice. Okay. So you guys know we're a marketplace to help engineering talent find jobs. We're here to make the job search process a lot easier. It's really simple. So you sign up for an account, you'll go into our marketplace for 4 weeks, and employers will send you interview requests. They basically apply to you. You'll get a dedicated talent advocate, which is me, to guide you through your job search. Help you with making sure that your resume and your GitHub and your portfolio looks all great. And also walk through any information about companies and equity and salary. But yeah, we're here in Austin. Be sure to check us out. There's some swag in the back, koozies and some footballs. And the best part about Hired, Kenny's raising his hand, I know that, is if you get a job through us, we give you a $2,000 signing bonus as a thank you for using our marketplace, and a bottle of Dom Perignon champagne to help you celebrate in style. Yeah, if you have questions, Amanda at Hired.
Yes, so thank you for the pizza. And also, today's meetup is part of the Austin Startup Week, so probably some of y'all found us through that. And if you'd like to continue coming to future meetups, you can also sign up on meetup.com. We're the Austin iPhone developer group there. And so today we have 2 talks on iPhone stuff. The first one is going to be my talk called Get More App Downloads by Hacking Craigslist and Paying Facebook. And then after that, Sam's going to have a talk on using deep linking. And then that is the schedule. Then I'm also going to talk about some other cool things like an Apple TV hackathon later. And so I'm going to get started with my talk, which is Get More App Downloads by Hacking Craigslist and Paying Facebook. And so this is kind of the story of the first app that I ever built, how I promoted it, and how I've been able to get thousands of downloads on the app. And to get started, first thing I want to do is demo the app. And I'd like to have a volunteer from the audience demo the app for me.
I'll do it.
You want to do it? Okay, here we go. If you come up here, I'm going to let you use my phone to download the app and then use it. Do you have, by any chance, have a son or daughter? No. Okay, well, for today, we're going to imagine you have
I have a standing daughter. I give her back to her parents.
Yes, right. Is she in college?
She's 15.
She's 15. Well, she's going to go to college.
Okay, she's going to college this year?
She's going to go to college, and at the end of the semester, she's going to have textbooks, these 3 textbooks right here.
Okay.
And she's going to just going to leave them at your house after she goes back to college. And so you're going to have these textbooks lying around. You're going to wonder, I wonder if these are worth any money.
That's what teenagers are. Yeah.
And so I'm
going to sell her books.
You're going to sell her books with my phone. So here's this app that I made.
Okay.
If you click the cloud with the arrow, it'll download the app there for you.
Okay, here we go.
And then you hit open, and it'll open the app. And here, you can use this app. And it's showing up on the TV here so everyone can see what you're doing.
Okay. So I'm scanning a barcode right now.
Yes. And so if you do that, it scanned that book for you.
That's quick. Okay.
And there you can see
So
that.
because I'm the evil mother, I'm going to sell it for $57.39.
Yeah, and then to sell that, you just tap on the link there, and then they'll update the prices. And this is a third-party company that will buy the book at that price. All you have to do is print out a shipping label, and they'll pay you as soon as they get the book from you.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah, and
I'm going to sell all of her books now.
Yeah, so if you hit cancel up there, you hit cancel at the top here, and back to books, you can use the plus sign up there to scan more books. So do that and that. So there you go. There are 3 textbooks. There's even a sell all books.
There we go. Done.
All right.
This means I don't have to put up with her spring break, right?
Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
There you go. So that's that.
Awesome.
And so. So there. All right. Thank you to my volunteer here. And so that's the app. And next, I'm going to kind of cover where I got the idea for the app, how this all started. So it started back in 2011. I was a sophomore at UT, and as soon as the spring semester was over, summer break started, and I bought 40 textbooks I didn't need. And the reason I did that was I saw that people were selling their textbooks for a lot less than they would go on Amazon. And so I bought people's textbooks and then turned around and sold them on Amazon. And here I have a spreadsheet back from 2011 that has the cost for each of the books, including all the shipping and packaging I had to do, and then the revenue I made on each of them. And all these books would sell within a week, so it was an awesome business. And so that first 2 weeks I sold 40 books, made $1,312.31 profit, which is awesome for college students. And so I was really interested in this business idea and kind of thinking about how I would keep doing it. And definitely every semester after that, I would always go out and buy as many books as I could. And so to do that, I kind of had to meet up with people and kind of appraise what the books are worth, and which required a few different steps. Had to like look it up. There's also certain other websites that would tell you kind of how popular a book is. I could use that to see if it was a dumb idea to buy this book because it would never sell or all that. And so once I learned iOS development, I made an app. So what this app was just an app that I had on my phone, and I could use it to scan someone's barcode, or I also looked on Craigslist a lot, so I could type in an ISBN number at the top, and it would look up the book for me, tell me how much I should pay for it, and if I should buy it or not. So this little badge here kind of told me if I should buy it or not. And so I used this for a while to kind of just buy more books, and this made it really simple for me to do. So I thought, wouldn't it be good if everyone could use this? So I made some adjustments to the app, and then I released it to the public. And so with this app, you could scan any of your textbooks, and you could create an ad on Craigslist in just a few taps. So just like we saw how you can scan the textbooks, back when I had this app, there was also a button to post to Craigslist, where all you needed to put in was your city and your email address, and I would generate a nice ad that looked kind of like the info at the top there. And that would then post to Craigslist, and it'd be really easy for people to find, so you could sell your book yourself on Craigslist, and it was really fast. If you had 10 textbooks, you just scan them, post them, then you get emails from people who want to buy. And so this went really well. Like, people really liked it, and every time someone posted to Craigslist, it also included a little link to back to my app. So they see this beautiful ad, and it would say created using book scan for Craigslist, and so people would see that, they would click on it, download my app, which led to more people posting ads, which got a lot of growth. So within a few months, I went from less than 10 people a day using the app to more than 100 people a day using my app. And so that was really good, having all those users, and so I decided, let's make some money from these users. And so I had another option, which was sell to Chegg. And so if you didn't want to go and sell it on Craigslist, I made an easier option, which was sell it to Chegg. And so Chegg will either give you a check or they'll give you store credit. And so you can go with either one of those. And again, there, if you didn't want to post to Craigslist, just sell to Chegg. And it's also just a few step form. You put in your name and so forth. And so in 4 months, people sold $20,000 in textbooks through Chegg, through my app. And at this time, Chegg was really generous, so they gave me 10% commission on each of those sales. So I got $2,000 on in 4 months, people using my app to sell their textbooks, which is awesome because it was even more profit than me going out to sell them myself. And it seemed like it was growing bigger and bigger. So I was really excited about this app that I had, and I was thinking about all these ways that I could improve it and make it better. But then I got a FedEx envelope and an email from a law firm in Palo Alto, and they said that I was infringing Craigslist trademark with my feature, and I was using one-click post to Craigslist in a way that allows people to break their terms of service. And so they said I needed to take my app off the App Store, and I did. I had some conversations with them, and I got them to agree to license the trademark to me for using my app, but they said it would cost $50,000 a year. So I decided probably let's not do that. So I took that off, and I took the Craigslist feature off the app, and that definitely slowed the growth of the app, and kind of never got back to how it was doing then. And I didn't really work on it for a while. And it got to the point where it was still built for iOS 6 with a 3.5-inch screen design. So if you had it on an iPhone 5 it would even have like a letterbox black thing on the bottom, and it was still using old controls. And so in January this year, I thought, okay, let me redo this app. Like, it's still a good idea. Scanning your textbooks, you've got a bunch of them, and selling them, that's something that people obviously like doing. And there's no other app that does that. So I did a redesign for iOS 8, and this one supports the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, and it's also got improved flow, so like and calls to action. So if you open the app and you don't have any textbooks scanned yet, it'll tell you like, hey, this book will let you sell your books. Just scan the barcode. And I've been doing some user testing, so I've seen that I should add another hint in the actual scan screen, because sometimes people will kind of leave it way too high up, and that's makes it hard to scan. So you have to actually get closer to the barcode for it to scan. So I'm going to do some more improvements. Then I also switched to a different partner because Chegg stopped paying commissions as they shifted their business model, and also this other company pays more for buybacks. So I think users are going to enjoy this other company called Valor Books, and that's what we saw in the app demo that's using the Valor Books partner. But similar idea, you can scan your barcodes, get appraisals, and sell your books. And so this time, I of course didn't use Craigslist to promote my app. Instead, I used Facebook app install ads. So this is a product that Facebook has where you can show up in people's newsfeed when they're on their iPhone scrolling through seeing what their friends are up to, and you can put your ad right in there. And with that ad, you can also have a little picture, and people can hit a little button here called like an Install Now button, and that will let people download your app straight inside the Facebook app. And that did really well. That got lots of people to download the app this year. 272 people downloaded the app, which not actually that many, but those people sold 580 textbooks from those ads. And also really cool is people will like and share your ad on Facebook. So these ads have been doing really well. It was those downloads cost $897, and again, I had $20,000 in book sales this year, but only 5% commission. So it was $1,000 on those. And so this is doing really well. I think enough to where I want to make some improvements to the app and try some different marketing, paid marketing this fall semester. And just, since that's going to be when people download apps or sell textbooks. Any questions?
Do you use Craigslist API or framework to post to them?
Yes, so that's kind of a part that I skipped over a little bit actually. So the reason I call it hacking Craigslist is that there is no Craigslist API. It's not like with Facebook where you can post to Facebook on someone's behalf. There's actually, the only way to post to Facebook is through their web forms. And so what my app did was in the background without the user seeing, it would go to each of those form pages in the thing and it would look at the form and it would decide, well, this is asking me for my city, let me select the city. This is asking for neighborhood, let me select all neighborhoods. Then it would also, there's hidden fields in there that you have to, with mutating names that you have to copy over so that it works. But I got it to work and that's how I was able to post to Craigslist.
So you said 5% per download? How does that work? How does that
Yeah, so let's say you sold your textbooks and they were worth $100, then I would get $5 for bringing her to sell her textbooks through my app.
How long? Forever?
For no, just I believe it's just for the sales. I believe it's just for the sales
One-time transaction.
in that one-time transaction. Yeah.
I was using a Google API a few years ago to look up barcodes that I was scanning in an app I was writing.
Yeah.
And then one day they just completely discontinued the API.
Uh-huh.
And the only other APIs I could find from barcode lookups cost money. I was wondering what you use for your...
For looking up the information behind it.
Yeah. So with Google service, it would tell me like on 20 different websites what that book or DVD or whatever was sold for.
Yeah. So for textbooks, it's a little easier. I'm able to use the Chegg API still on the Chegg API using their lookup. And so if they have anything that they are buying or selling, they have the info for. So I can just send them the 13-digit ISBN and then they send me back the info. Thanks.
You mentioned on the Facebook ads you were using a pay-per install
Yeah.
model.
So yeah.
Or
So
was it
it's
pay-per-click, or did you do it
it's
mixed?
pay per impression.
Okay.
And yeah, you tell it how much you want to spend, and then it kind of optimizes it.
Yeah, because I've seen that they also have like a paper install option if you include their SDK within your app so that they can like confirm a purchase was made from that app. So I was just curious if you had like any findings from like playing with that or impressions or any insights into using Facebook as a platform for ads at all.
Yeah, so I think it's really awesome that they offer that, but I don't think I've seen an offer like in my, like you have to have a certain amount of downloads before they offer that. And I don't think I've seen it yet as an option. But basically what he's saying is Facebook will also give you an option. Once they've seen like a track record, they'll give you an option where you, instead of paying per impression, you can say, my downloads are costing $2.50 now. Give me 10,000 of those, and then they'll say, yeah, for $25,000, we'll give you 10,000 downloads, and they'll just do as many impressions as are required for that amount of sales. And so it's less risk for you, because if you know that a user is worth $5 to you, then you're happy to pay $2.50 for 10,000 of them. But if you don't necessarily want to do a $25,000 ad buy if you're not sure how many installs you're going to get. So it's a cool option, but I haven't been offered it yet.
Oh, okay.
All right, any other questions? Nope. Okay. Well, thank you for listening to the talk. If you're interested in downloading the app, just go to getbookscan.com. It'll direct you straight to the App Store where you can get a free download of the app. That's it. So next up we have Sam. This time. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for having me. My name is Sam Pertel. I'm an evangelist at Branch Metrics. This is my colleague, Evan. Oh, oops. Sorry. Autoplay. So I guess just before I get started, can I just get like a quick sense of the room? Like, who here is working on an app or like developing an app? Okay. Is anyone here like who here is a developer themselves? Okay. Cool. And then have people here heard of deep linking?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sounds like pretty good familiarity. All right, awesome. I gave this talk like 2 weeks ago, and like not a single person knew what deep linking was, and so everybody was just like staring at me. And the talk's titled "Mobile is Broken, and this is how we can fix it." And like 2 days ago, my mobile is broken, so I need to get this fixed. But today I'm going to talk about deep linking and some ways that you can actually like help your app grow faster and get existing users back into your app a lot easier. So my background, I started programming when I was 12. I built a ton of apps. I joined a startup like right after high school. I took 2 gap years. I programmed there, wrote like a PHP framework. And then I went to Stanford, I studied philosophy, and then sort of like skipped forward a couple of years. I started a company called ClassOwl most recently, or prior to Branch. And ClassOwl was an education app, so we built it starting when we were sophomores in school. It was basically a way for students to go on, they'd follow all their classes, and then we give them a daily checklist of like all their assignments, their deadlines, tests, everything they had going on in school. And the idea was that if students are more organized in school, it'll help them perform better. So we launched this, I think it was like 4 years ago. And we built a mobile app. We basically spent like 6 months building an Android and iOS app. So we had built it, spent all this time on the product roadmap and like basically supercharging this app to be like the greatest, most viral thing in the universe. And we launched it. And we went into the App Store like a week later, and the App Store gives you some analytics on like how many downloads you have. And only like, I think it was like 460 people had downloaded our app. So that was like a huge shock. And from there, we basically started the slow process of like trying to understand how we can grow our app faster and like get our existing users back in and get them to invite their friends. So that's when we kind of ran into deep linking in the first place. So today I'm going to talk about 3 things. First is what is mobile deep links and why should we care about them? Second is contextual deep links. So I'll talk mostly about contextual deep links and what they are. And like why they should matter to your app users. And then finally, I'll just sort of give a brief overview of all the players in the deep linking space. So it's not like there's basically Google, Apple, like Windows, they all have their own deep linking standards. So, so you guys know what a hyperlink is? Yeah? Okay, cool. I'm sure everyone here has used like millions of hyperlinks. So you can go to any hyperlink on the web. And basically, hyperlinks work every single time because they're always interpreted in the browser. The page that you're opening, all the content that's downloaded gets interpreted in the browser. So you can go to facebook.com/me. It's always going to work on any device. So if you guys have an iPhone, you can actually check this out. So if you pull out your iPhone, sorry, my phone's like completely frozen. Okay. So if you open up Safari, okay. If you open up Safari and then go to fb:/, it only works on Safari. It's not gonna work on Chrome probably. fb://profile. Go. Then it'll probably, if you have iOS 9, it'll say open this page in Facebook. Are you guys, did it work? You hit open? Did it not work?
Say then it just opened.
Oh, it just opened? Okay.
It's open for me.
Okay, so basically if you, this will only work, if you have the Facebook app installed, which is one of the things I'll talk about in a second. Okay. So basically, if you guys did this, you should go to it should open up the native Facebook app on your phone and go to your profile page. So that, like what you just did is you opened a deep link on your phone. So what a deep link is, basically it allows you to it allows you to open up like a native content inside of an app on your phone. So in the same way that you can like go to a web page with a hyperlink, you can now go like directly to a page inside of an app on your phone. So this is important for like a million different reasons, which I'll run through in a second. But the first thing before that is like deep links are similar to hyperlinks in that you can like go to content inside these pages or inside these apps, but they come with some pretty severe limitations that you should know about. So the first one is deep links don't have a standardized document structure. And I guess just like to back up for a second, this thing right here, so the FD : / so the FD right there is called a URI scheme. So if you're on Android or iOS, or you can see any device, you as a developer register the URI scheme for your app. So you go into like in iOS, you go to the plist configuration file and you register the URI scheme. So if your app is like widgets, you could just register your URI scheme being widgets, and widgets : / would open up your app. So the problem that I'm talking about here is basically, since there's no standardized document structure, you can actually have two different URI schemes like on two different devices. So on Android, it could be like widgets A, and on iOS, it could be widgets B. So you're not guaranteed like the same document structure, which basically means if someone opens the app, like if someone opens the deep link that they received and it's like it has the wrong URI structure, then they're just going to get an error and like nothing's going to fire, nothing's going to open. Yeah.
So can I register a B URL scheme on iOS myself?
Yeah, you as a developer of your app, you can register whatever URI scheme you want. Yeah. So you can actually like technically you could register FB yourself if you wanted,
so
and like
which one's gonna win? So does it depend like which app is installed first? Or
yeah. So which app is installed first? And I don't actually know if the iOS store checks to see if you clash with the existing one. So I think that's another problem. Like you could just register whichever one you want and submit it to the App Store. So like it rarely happens though that people are clashing URI schemes. Like that'd be horrible. So yeah, so basically, you basically aren't sure like if the person's clicking the link if they're on iOS or Android. So you want to make sure that like the document, the URI scheme is the same across both. And then the second problem is if you send someone these links and they don't have the app, you actually have to make an HTTP link that sits on top. So you have to send them an HTTP link, and then in that HTTP link, you use some JavaScript to check to see which device they're on, and then you open up like the right URI scheme based on the Android, iOS, Windows, BlackBerry, whatever. So the problem with that though is if they don't have the app, you need to redirect them to the App Store, and then once you get to the App Store, you basically like lose all the information of the link they're trying to get to in the first place. So if you don't have the Facebook app and you like FB : / profile, you just get an error, like nothing would happen. So what most people do is they create an HTTP link that first checks to see do you have Facebook or not, and if you don't have it, they'll send you to the App Store. The problem with the App Store is you hit them and like it loses the fact that you're trying to get to FB : / profile. So when you open the app for the first time, you just land on the home page and like all the context is lost. Does that make sense? Any questions?
iOS 9, have they changed how you can check for deep linking? Like
Yeah.
if an app is installed?
Spotlight, iOS 9 enables the deep linking, and then they give you the API to index your apps the way you want it to be.
Yeah.
And also the external content from your app supporting website, it can deep link and then list in your search in a Spotlight. And I was wondering, how's that related to? Is it something completely changed it on you, or?
So go ahead.
Yeah, so he was asking about, so with iOS 9, there's a limit on how many URL schemes an app is allowed to check for. Does Safari have that limit too?
Yeah, so basically like, so are you saying like in when you're doing the JavaScript check?
Yeah, so on, for an iOS app, they, because I think Twitter was using the apps that you've installed on your phone to fingerprint users or something.
Right.
And so to prevent that, Apple limits how many URLs you can check.
Right.
To I think 50 per
Yeah.
app.
So the thing is with the link that checks to see if they can open the app or not, it's only checking one URI scheme. So it's only checking one. So it's okay. It's still okay. To your question, I'll answer that later. Yeah. I'll answer it later in the presentation. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay.
I had a question.
Okay, yeah. What's up?
So you were saying that if you don't have the app installed, that you write a JavaScript that would redirect you to the App Store.
Yeah. So this is what people, like most people, are doing right now. They have to create this like HTTP link.
So do you have to register domain name?
Yeah, you have to do this all. Yeah, you have like a website that like basically you send the link to the person, they click on it, and then that link is corresponding to the actual mobile deep link. But you're doing JavaScript in that link that checks to see, like, do they have the app or not? Are they on Android or iOS or Windows, etc.
So what happens? I mean, I guess I did tell questions, but what happens when you have the same deep linking as like you said, Facebook? How do you get those same hits? So let's say they did an FB:// profile.
Yeah.
That was yours and Facebook's as well. Does that hit your JavaScript code? As far as opening it up on the App Store?
Wait, I'm not totally sure if I understand. Like,
yeah, so the way that works with JavaScript, you do like getbookscan.com with me. So if someone enters that in, it goes to my server, and then my server on there just redirects them to the App Store because I don't care because I don't have anything. But I could do like getbookscan.com / some ISBN number, and then if someone hit that, then I would want to open my app to that book in my app. But to be completely do it right, I have to also check if they have the app installed. So there, when they hit getbookscan.com / the ISBN number, I would check, is this app installed? If yes, then I would go with my deep link.
Yeah.
So they get redirected to the deep link. If not, then I would redirect them to the App Store.
Well, my question was, what if they had the same?
Yeah, if you both have the same URL and they clash, and the same deep link URL and they clash, then it's going to go with the oldest app, the app that you installed it in the first place.
Where you don't have any of them installed. I'm saying.
Oh, if you don't have any installed, then
it won't do anything.
It won't do anything. Yeah.
So can you check if it's going to which app it's going to go to?
So people like never register the same URI scheme. That's like that never happens. Yeah. That's up to you as a developer, and you would never do that. Like
I think on Android, like when you click on something that potentially is handled by several apps, and you get a choice of which app you want to choose.
That's different though. That's different, right?
That's intent.
That's an intent.
Yeah, that's an intent. Okay. That's like sharing text, and then like these 8 apps can handle text being sent to them.
Okay.
It's a what app can handle this. It's not trying to send it to a specific app.
Yeah. Okay. So one more.
It's a question along the same lines. Like, say it's on, like there's a link on a website, and if they don't have the app, I want them to like say I wanted to go to facebook.com, they don't have it, otherwise I want to go to like FB://. Is there a JavaScript API yet that just says like, is this a valid URL, that's a valid deep link, or are you just comparing like, oh, they're on iOS, they're on this version of Safari, they this might be the deep link to use, or
so it's totally up to the app developers to do this right now. So like as the app, like there's no, like, I mean, like Branch, we've built some stuff that allows you to do it really easily. But like as a lot of people are just rolling their own right now and saying, if you go to this like URL on Facebook and like not Facebook, but on some other app, and they want to just open the app up immediately to that URL, then they can do all their own JavaScript on the page. So
I guess what I'm saying is just, is there a JavaScript API yet that just says like, is this a valid deep link on this device?
Oh, I see what you mean. No, that's
there's something you can do.
Yeah,
I done them a long time ago. I can't remember what the actual command.
Yeah, but it's not like there's no like JavaScript SDK. It's just like a bunch of like JavaScript that you can write. It's a huge pain.
Yeah, it's just a check.
Yeah. It's like can't open URL type stuff. Yeah. I'll move on. So sorry. So like all the problems that you're hearing about right now, this is a huge problem for app developers. because you want to just make deep links that work and that like people can share and like that drive people back into your app. So all the problems I was just talking about make it difficult to let users share your content, make it difficult for you to acquire and retain existing users. And one of the most difficult things right now is actually doing the customized onboarding. So when you get new users, you want to show them like custom pages and stuff on the landing page. And then last thing is it's difficult to attribute installations. So understanding which mediums people are coming in through, which campaigns they're coming in from. You want to track data on all of that. So there's this thing that exists now that you can use called contextual deep linking. And there's a couple companies that are doing it. So I'll sort of like, Branch is one of them. And I'll run you through like what contextual deep linking is and how it can help you guys. So what they can do is basically they can route users who don't have your app to the right place. So they can, if they're on Android, it'll send them to the Play Store, to the right app, and then iOS will send them to the App Store, etc. And then it can also pass information through the App Store. So if you want to pass like, basically send your link through install, so when they open it up for the first time, the app knows like where this person's trying to get in the first place. So that's super helpful for like customized onboarding or landing them on like specific pages inside the app. So I'll show you 3 examples of how you can use these contextual deep links. The first one's content sharing. So if you guys have content inside of your apps, this is like super helpful. You can basically deep link directly to a page. So this is an app called iHeartRadio. They're one of our partners, and what they're using is this widget that we have that sits on top of the iOS I'm blanking on the name. It's basically the iOS share screen, and it auto generates like a deep link. It's like a branch deep link. So when somebody wants to share a radio station with their friend, they can click like share this. It sends a text message to their friend, and then that link that's clicked right there, it can send them to the right app store regardless of the device they're on. So Android, iOS, BlackBerry, Windows, it'll always go to the right app store. And then once they download and open the app for the first time, it'll land them on the radio station inside iHeartRadio and start playing that radio station. So it's like this totally seamless experience through the app store. And this is possible because like contextual deep linking can track all the data through install. The second one that's becoming more and more popular right now, we just saw like Facebook ads, which are totally working. So Google, you can also now do deep link ads. So you can get people to install your app with contextual Google searches. This one is Hotel Tonight, and they're now doing like deep link ads where if you search for Hotel Tonight in Berlin, you'll get an ad that says download the app, or it says like free, and you can click it and download it. And they will actually, after you download it, open it up, it'll land you on the actual listing for hotels in Berlin. So doing this increased their revenue by double their revenue on this campaign. And so like basically in the past, they would have just linked directly to the App Store, and then they would have dropped people onto the homepage of Hotel Tonight, and you would have just lost that user because it's like, I was searching for hotels in Berlin, and now I'm just like on some random Hotel Tonight app. So you can land people onto like the right pages.
So how do they do that?
With these basically with these contextual deep links is what they're called. So like it's these links that like can be auto generated. Like Branch does them. There's a couple other companies that do them, but it's these links that are generated that like they just know like the device the person's on, whether or not they have the app, and then it can pass data through the App Store. And the way that we do that is with this thing called fingerprinting. So when they click the link for the first time, we take a fingerprint of their device. And then after they go through the App Store and they open the app for the first time, we take another fingerprint and see if there's a match in the cloud. And if there is, then we can pass the link through.
So we have SDKs for iOS and Android. You guys can drop into your app to generate these deep links. It takes about 5 minutes to integrate and start sending out links.
Yeah.
I've gotten people to integrate right at our booths before, so we give out hoodies as rewards. People are pretty willing. Clothing.
People do a lot for hoodies. And the last thing, I mean, there's a bunch of other things that you can do with deep links, but last example is personalized onboarding. So GoGoBot is another one of our partners, and it's basically an app where you can, if you're bored, you can go and find an adventure near you. So in Austin, Texas, maybe you could like go like hunting or something, or whatever.
It's our first time here.
I'm just kidding. So basically, before they were using contextual deep links, if somebody invited you to GoGoBot, so like just say I invite Evan to GoGoBot, prior to using contextual deep links, he would have just downloaded the app and then it would have just dropped him on the homepage of GoGoBot. After using contextual deep links, the link that I send to him, it knows that I'm the person that referred him to the app, that I'm the person that invited him, so that when he downloads, opens it for the first time, it sees the link that says Sam is the person that invited you, and then like the app basically looks up all my information and can put on the homepage, hey, like welcome to GoGoBot, Sam Pertil, your friend invited you, like let's go on some adventures together. So this increased their conversion to sign up on this page by 78%. So it's like a small little trick that you can do that gives people some context for like why they should start using this app. Any questions? Yeah. What's up?
So if you had a login page,
yeah,
how would that work exactly? Would it after the login would it redirect you to whatever you want them to see?
Oh, so I think he's saying if you have a login before, yeah.
So when your app starts out in the beginning of the app process, you get a dictionary with the key value pairs from the link that the person clicked. So you as a developer can dictate the flow from that point on.
Yeah.
So you might want to show them a preview. Hotels tonight, when you get referred by a friend, it says, hey, Sam referred you, register to get $25 off your first room. So that way you can add incentive to the login process. And we found on average that it increases install and registration rate by about 1.9 times.
So basically how like these links work pretty much all the companies, but especially with us, is when you create a link, you basically just save like JSON data basically. You save key value pairs, and so you can just save whatever you want. So it's like for this one, it would say like inviter equals, and it's like my ID in your database. And you can save whatever data you want, and then when the link gets opened up in the app and basically we check on our servers to see if that link exists. If it does, then we'll pass all the key values back to you, and then you can do whatever you want with them.
And I think it's only the first time that we have to log in, though. The next time it should authenticate itself. And the system has that. It should be smoother than presenting.
Well, it would depend on how your app requires people to register. Yeah, but also with branch links, you can see where your installs are coming from. So if Sam refers me, then you can look in your branch dashboard and see that Sam generated an actual install. Most like Facebook will tell you how many people saw your advertisement or how many people clicked the advertisement for your app. But if you use like a branch link in your Facebook campaign, you'll see how many installs you actually got from that campaign with a branch dashboard. So it helps you evaluate how meaningful your advertising outlets are. And you can also run contests like, hey guys, this weekend whoever refers the most people to our app wins an iPhone. And we've seen a lot of people generate crazy organic growth like that just by having people bring their friends in.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. So once you get the dictionary returned, you basically just handle that and dictate where you want to navigate to, right?
Exactly. Right. So you can like load a view, or you can sort of pop up, or you could just not. You could just save it to like mixed panel or whatever. Like you can just do whatever you want. It's like a dictionary. That's all yours.
Is there any security measures around this? Because it seems like an easy way to inject any content you want from the third party, just malicious third party.
Well, you can only inject parameters that can be interpreted.
Yeah, but you'd still have to pull out the key value pairs yourself. So
but you probably just assume that it's a valid key value pair, right?
Well, it requires initializing a branch session, so it'll connect to our server and then grab the data. I mean, I've never.
It's basically the same info as a GET request.
Yeah, it's like a GET. It's like yeah.
There's no.
Yeah. All right, moving on. So there is no one deep linking standard. So right now, basically, a lot of companies are rolling their own deep linking solutions. What I was talking about earlier, when you have like the HTTP link that you create. And the problem with that is that you're going to have to go in and like implement all the standards to make it work across your apps. So there's universal links in iOS, app links in Android. There's app links that Facebook does and Twitter cards. Basically, there's a ton of different things that you're going to have to be using. So with Branch, we've created a standard for contextual deep linking that passes data through install every time, that routes people correctly on iOS, Android, Windows, BlackBerry, even Amazon Fire. We support all the deep linking standards. So basically, like everything that all the major players are coming out with, we support with our one SDK. So you don't have to worry about like integrating all these other SDKs. And then we do install attribution in real time. So basically, when you're getting downloads, you're going to see in real time on the dashboard like 20 people just downloaded your app in the last 5 minutes. That takes like 72 hours for Google. I think it's 72 hours for them. And Apple, it takes like 3 days too. And then finally, it's 100% free and open source.
And our documentation is in Swift and Objective-C, so whatever you guys prefer.
And every other language, like Android. It's also Unity and Xamarin.
We work with like 8 different frameworks.
Yeah.
So not just iOS.
I can show you.
An iOS class.
I think that's all I have. Do Q&A, more Q&A, I guess. Supported standards. Hold on. Okay, so we do iOS, which is Objective-C and Swift, Android, which is Java, Cordova, Ionic, Xamarin, Unity, Air, and Titanium. So we work on all those. Basically, you can just create these links with us and get all those features I was just talking about.
We're also, we have a few competitors, but we're the only free service.
Yeah.
So I recommend us.
What's that?
So how you guys monetize?
So basically it's a longer term strategy to monetize. So right now it's with venture capital.
We don't sell data and we won't.
Yeah. So like the longer term strategy is like we have all these links into these apps that are resolving to views eventually. So we're going to be taking that and doing sort of search and discovery around it. So basically, the idea is to make apps more like searchable and discoverable, because right now it's like they're basically locked behind the App Store wall. So we want to basically pull this content out and make it really easy for anyone to just like get a native app, just get going with it, and get to the right place inside the native app.
Yeah. So like, for example, if you want to like search for a nearby restaurant, your app can say, oh, Yelp has reviews, Urban Smooth has reviews.
Yeah. And you can just click on it and just go. It'll open up the native app and go to the right page inside that app. So like the longer term. So basically like native apps, I mean, the sort of like the play here is like native apps seem to be like where the market's heading. Apple's like really not letting Google make Chrome the OS. So if that's the case, then like native apps are here to stay. And we need to make them more searchable and discoverable and easier for like people to go and find the content they want inside of them.
Is there a way to do contextual linking if the links don't go through a browser?
No.
Because the Apple TV is not going to have a browser, but it probably will have
Smart search.
Will have like messaging and things like that.
We'll jump off that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
Next month or the end of this month.
Yeah.
And also, like, what about like Facebook Messenger? There's like ways to send links to people in Facebook Messenger that aren't
like the actual apps now.
Yeah.
I think I don't use Facebook.
I think we have that. I'm pretty sure we have that. Well, we have Facebook app invites. I'm not exactly. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah,
it's not 100% know right now.
Cool.
But I think that's a Facebook thing. It's very specific to Facebook. Yeah. Have you used that? Just wondering.
Yes.
It's basically this way that you can like message content from an app.
We have an app
inside
where you
Facebook
can like send
Messenger.
stickers to people.
Okay.
And we used it for that.
Okay.
Just a quick question. Do you have this slideshow available online somewhere?
I can send you it. I don't think it's available right now. I can send you an even better one.
Okay, we have a lot of slides.
Yeah.
Decks.
Yeah. If you want to share anything with me, I'll send it to
Okay.
group and a recap.
I'll see that. Yeah.
Email. So if you're on meetup.com, you'll get the recap email.
I just have to ask, is this like interesting to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's the next big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's people are like talking about it a lot, and a lot of the big apps are now using it.
Kind of like Google Analytics for apps, right?
Yeah, it's
what Google Analytics used to be.
Yeah. It's kind of it's like a
bit
way.
more than that, but
yeah, it's kind of a way now for you to like finally like just get people to get into your app and then like make apps more like the web. So
does anything stop you guys from like creating a search engine that pretty much a user searches something and then you can have a list of apps that they have on their phone, click and go to
like Spotlight search?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so iOS 9.
They have Spotlight
If you go
search,
over to Spotlight, you can search for things and they'll show up. So
Also implemented, yeah.
Yeah, so you can search for like restaurant, like I was saying, or like a movie, and it'll show you like apps that have that movie. Like
and it searches inside your apps as well. The content that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Deep linking is.
And it's pretty easy to set up where you
Yeah.
you can kind of just put you can tell iOS like, hey, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this.
Yeah, it's all done with the happens.
Cool. Awesome. Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. So that was a great talk on deep linking. If y'all are using iOS 9, you can probably tell that Apple like changed the way that you switch between apps to where before it was kind of like a big contextual change, and now it's kind of just like a layering over. That's because they're really going for apps linking with each other and making it so that you can easily switch between apps. Yeah, so those are our 2 talks for today. I have 2 more things I wanted to mention. If you were here at the 2 meetups ago, so that was the August meetup, I showed off the Unomi app that I worked on. It was a Jackrabbit project. It's an app for connected home devices where you can link up all your devices and have them work together with each other. And Unomi is looking for a full-time developer now. So if anyone here is interested, I definitely recommend working with them. I love working with them. And I think that'd be a good place to work for. So
I'm from Unomi, so if you want to talk to me afterwards,
yes.
hit me up.
Yeah, and so Garrett is from Unomi, so talk to him. And then the other thing is I'm planning an Apple TV hackathon right now. There's a new Apple TV coming out at the end of this month that's going to have support for third-party apps with an app store and everything. And at Jackrabbit, we already have 3 of them. We got 3 pre-release Apple TVs, and we've been working on some apps for them. And so we're organizing a hackathon that's going to be next month, either the 14th, the 21st, or the 22nd. It's going to be here at Capital Factory, and we're looking to sign people up to participate in the hackathon. I'm going to be giving a talk at the beginning of the hackathon about like how do you do Apple TV if you know how to do iOS. It's pretty simple. It's actually easier than WatchKit, I think. And yeah, so we're looking for people to sign up. Info will be in the meetup recap. And also looking for sponsors if you know anyone who wants to pay for food and drinks for the day. So that's my announcements for today. And we still have an hour here actually. So
I would also just want to announce we're doing a meetup tomorrow night if you guys want to come. It's called Mobile Growth Hackers. I'm trying to find the venue right now.
Yeah, it's over on the east side, I think.
I'm going to it.
Yeah, there's more free food.
Yeah.
This one? Click on there.
More free pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're doing it at Chicon.
Chicon.
If I send you the link, can you just send it?
Yeah, and so actually we also have a Facebook group. So we'll definitely post on the Facebook group today. Since the recap usually takes a few days, but we have a Facebook group. If you just search for Austin iOS developers, you can find the Facebook group. That's where there's like more stuff going on there. The meetup emails is only 2 months.
You can project that.
Yeah. Cool. And so so we have until 9 today to eat the rest of that pizza.
I was just gonna say that I think with the 7 either 1 or 2, I think you can do Apple TV simulator is available.
Yes.
You don't need a device. So
right. Yeah. So if you download the beta Xcode 7.1, there's an Apple TV simulator, so you can work on apps without having an actual TV.
You don't have to be YO TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one TV in Houston. I was like working with that guy.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's so feel free to talk to anyone around here. We're all pretty nice. And let's eat the rest of that pizza.
Thank you.